Hey everybody, welcome back to another conversation of our generation. I know it's been a little while since I've done one of these, and I just was kind of trying to refigure this, and I was trying to get my blog set up. It's conversationofourgeneration.com. I've been working there. I've worked on Steemit. I have a page there, steemit.com/Jamell, Jamell. And now I've started a Facebook page as well, the Conversation of Our Generation. And I'm just trying to kind of reach out to new mediums and hopefully be able to use this as a way to start spreading around the message and finding new ways to start discussions and forums and get people talking. And even if it doesn't get people talking on, my website or whatever it is that they're talking about these things in their personal lives and having the discussions that, because of things that I've maybe put out there that I've thought about. And that's my hope, is that we kind of are having that conversation. So these videos are going to be shorter now. I'm going to try to keep them down, keep them short. If it's on a specific topic, I might do a couple different topics in one now and kind of make it, especially if it's relevant news things. But today, I'm going to talk about the deficit, the debt, and the unfunded liabilities, and what these three things are and what they mean for us as a country. So the first thing is, deficit. We're talking about raising the debt ceiling. Basically, that's saying, right now they're talking about, I don't even know, I forget if they passed the bill or not yet. I need to look at that and see. I probably should research that. But regardless, every time they raise the debt ceiling, what that is saying is that's saying we can borrow more money. So, the deficit is how much. So it's how much money we have to borrow to meet the expenditures of the government above what we tax out of people and take in fines and whatever else that we use to fund the government operations. So the deficit is kind of like saying, it's like taking out another mortgage on your house, basically, is what it is. It's like, okay, we need more finances, so we're going to take on more debt. It's like taking out another credit card, whatever you want to look at it as. It's adding debt. It's opening a new stream of financial inflow by taking on debt. That's all it is. And that's terrible because, we collect a couple $1 trillion year after year. We have more money funding our government than the year before. Like every year for the last, I don't know how many years, has been record tax revenues, and yet we're still taking on debt. So we're increasing our spending at a higher rate than we are increasing our revenue captures, which are record breaking. No company could sustain this. Only a government can, because they have a monopoly on these sorts of on the currencies and other things that they can leverage, and they can print off money to pay off their debts, is what they do. Basically, inflation is just our government paying off its debt at this point. It shouldn't be that way, but that's what it is. So there's that. Then there's the national debt, which has now reached an all-time high, $20 trillion. So that's fantastic, right? We now owe $20 trillion, and most of these debts, by the way, are perpetuities. So it's not like we pay it off and it's gone. It's literally like, we took out this money and we agree to pay this many dollars per period forever. That's kind of what it is. So like when you buy a stock, you basically own a perpetuity as long as that company's around. So if I have stock, my perpetuity is that every single quarter or every single year or something like that, they pay out a dividend. And it's those dividends really that add value to stock. It's not, that's why the people say to invest in, a wide range of stocks for a long period of time and hold your money in them, because those dividends add up. So if I buy a $30 stock and I get $1 dividend every quarter, for after 8 years, it's paid itself off, basically. And if the valuation is about the same, or if it's maybe gone a little down, then it takes a little bit longer. If it goes up, then it pays itself off in less time. So there's that. Then the biggest thing right now that we're not paying attention to, that's not being talked about, is this. And it is our unfunded liabilities. And this is an article from Forbes. The headline is, "You think the deficit is bad? Federal unfunded liabilities exceed $127 trillion. So we owe $127 trillion for Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, etc. We've promised people, our government, not we, because would never promise these stupid things, Our government has promised us $127 trillion worth of funding for things, whatever it is. Retirement funds, Medicare, Medicaid, assistance, welfare, whatever, all those things. But they don't fund it. They don't set money aside for these things. They don't, foreign central banks right now are investing in our stock market to get returns. They're printing money and putting it into our stock market because it's shooting up like crazy. That's what's propping it up. And I mean, there's trillions and trillions of dollars being printed in European central banks, not dollars, but dollar equivalents in their currency being printed and put into our banks. And it's incredible that we're allowing it first. I mean, not allowing, but like that people are allowing this to happen. And it's incredible that we're still putting our faith in this thing, but they are at least getting returns on their money that they print. On the other hand, America, we are literally just, for the most part, printing, and spending. And it's not sustainable. It's like saying, oh, it's okay, I'll just get this credit card to pay off this other credit card, and, because it has a lower interest rate and it'll be fine, but you've already accumulated all this interest already, and then you're just going to take out another credit card that's going to, a year be 12%. Right now it's, 1% APR. In a year it's going to be 12, 13, 20%, whatever it is. And so you're going to be paying that again. So you have to take out another credit card to get that and swipe it onto that. And it's not sustainable. That's what we're doing right now. And we're just passing it on and kicking the bucket down the road to where if you're 40 right now and you're relying on Social Security to be there when you get there, guess what? One of two things will be true. And that'll be that it is gone because it's collapsed, or the funding for it has inflated our currency to the point that it is worthless. Basically, you will not have Social Security if you are 50 or younger, guaranteed. Sorry, I mean, it won't benefit you at all. So if you've been banking on that your whole life, that sucks. If you're banking on a government pension right now, by the way, you're screwed pretty much. So I'm doing this not to complain about the immorality of this. I'm doing this to tell you people who are looking at this and saying, we'll get out of this, or the government will be able to help me, that right now they are not setting this money aside to help you. It is a Ponzi scheme. And I'm warning you to this because I want people to realize that you need to be saving money elsewhere, investing it in other things, or doing something that isn't government funded, because if you're banking on the government to take care of you, you're screwed. And that's my little 8-minute lesson in, or 6-7-minute lesson in the debt, the deficit, and the unfunded liabilities that we have right now. So if you like what I have to say, if you're curious about this stuff, or if you want to add to the conversation, bring out some of the other numbers, some of the other facts that are going on, some of the other avenues that they're using to really hide this and everything, comment section, share it, talk to me, email me, whatever. Get a hold of me somehow, and let's get this conversation of our generation going. Get involved, man. And let's get this dialogue going about this, because this is important. And there's people who really I am worried about doing everything right their whole life, and now they have nothing because they've been banking on these government programs. And I want to alert people to that, and there will be blog posts and some other stuff that'll have a lot more hard figures that I can quote and cite and everything along the way. So keep an eye out on conversationofourgeneration.com, the Facebook page, and check me out on Steemit at steemit.com/Jamell, Jamell. All right, guys, have a good one.